Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6th session of the 136th Annual Spring Convocation of the University of Manitoba. My name is Mel Braun. I'm an Associate Professor of Voice and Singing Teacher at the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music, and it's my job to be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. A couple of housekeeping things. Pictures. You're more than welcome to take pictures, but we ask that you do it from the sanctity of your seats so that the stage doesn't get blocked. Also, those cell phones, there must be 300 in here. If you could just turn them to silent at this time, that would be terrific. Following the ceremony, there's a reception outside. It's a beautiful day, and there's coffee and some really nice dainties and things like that you don't want to miss. Students, after the ceremony, will recess to the reception area outside, south of the Max Bell Center, and we ask that you meet them south there and not block up the entrance to the Investors Group Athletic Center. Next, I'd like to welcome our guests seated here to my left. These are special guests of the President of our university and guests of recipients of special honors and awards at today's ceremony. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the academic party and our graduating students. Now, a note to the graduates, if you could please rise and join Justin Odwack of the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music in the singing of O Canada, and then please remain standing for Carl Stone's presentation of the traditional honor song and then an invocation. Okay, good.
Благословен Бог нас завжди повсякчас на віки вічні. Амінь. We thank you, O Lord, for this joyous day and for the help and guidance in our past studies. We pray for the family, friends, and all who have supported and encouraged us during these years at the university. May the Lord grant each of us continued success, health, and fulfillment in the days and the years to come. Amen.
Please be seated. I would like to acknowledge our Chancellor, Mr. Harvey Sector, and welcome today's recipient of our highest honor, the honorary doctorate degree, Dr. Ernest Rady, and also to welcome to our platform today Dr. Martin Brotman, previous honorary degree recipient, Ms. Patricia Bovey, Chair of the Board of Governors, Dr. David Johnson, President of Providence University College, Honorable Richard Croft, previous honorary degree recipient, Mr. Jeremiah Kopp, President of the University of Manitoba Students' Union, Mr. Jeff Lieberman, President of the Alumni Association, Mr. Ken Kustra, Board of Directors of the Alumni Association, Mr. Rene Zagalski, Board of Directors, the Alumni Association, and also on the platform today are members of the senior administration of the university, deans, directors, student representatives, faculty members who've played such an important role in the achievements that we're here to celebrate today. And of course, welcome to our graduands and to all friends and family members who are here. I now declare convocation to be in session. The University of Manitoba campuses are located on the original lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past. We dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Many of us in this room can remember being in the place that those of you who are ready to graduate are in today. We can remember the mixture of emotions, excitement, relief, sometimes a little bit of anticipation about what might come next. Most of us couldn't have predicted that we'd be here today when we were in the position you are in now. And it'll be difficult for you to predict what will happen in your careers, but of course we expect you to call on what you've learned at the University of Manitoba to make decisions about that. Universities are important in our communities. It's always good to graduate from university. This is an excellent time to be a University of Manitoba graduate. As our university increasingly takes its place on the world stage, more opportunities become available to you as students and as alumni. And we see this everywhere we look. In fact, looking at our university's community engagement website shows more than 300 examples of the impact of our faculty, students, staff, and alumni here at home and around the world. Looking around Winnipeg's West Broadway neighborhood 10 years ago, internationally renowned artist and UM alumna Wanda Koop saw a void. The gritty section of city offered no opportunity for residents to be exposed to or to experience art. So Art City was born. This eclectic Broadway Avenue site, the outside covered in artwork and topped by a six-wheel bicycle, has become a hub of activity in the neighborhood. On any given day, you can find kids, their parents, anyone who wishes taking part in free art programs aimed at giving residents a chance to express themselves and explore their creativity. It was the first such organization of its kind in the country. It was Wanda Koop's brainchild. It enriches us all. This is what rebels do. When Hurricane Mitch roared across Honduras in 1998, the devastation was absolute. Today, more than 60% of the country's residents continue to live in poverty. In 2012, UM Professor Chris Dick and a group of students decided to use their hearts, their ideas, their innovation, their strength to bring help. Instead of spending Reading Week on the beach or on the ski hill, they founded Students for Sustainability to rebuild homes and infrastructure. And working in collaboration with NGOs and local leaders, they're doing what others wouldn't. Their efforts give kids clean water to brush their teeth and families safe homes and sanitary tools to prepare food. The impact is immeasurable in these communities and in the students' own lives. This is what trailblazers do. And right here in Manitoba, there's a need to empower inner-city youth and students from remote communities to graduate. In many cases, students don't recognize how an education can change their lives, and that recognition can make the difference. This inspired Professor Francis Amara to create the Biomedical Youth Program that gives disadvantaged youth opportunities to fall in love with science. Young people explore research in labs located in the North End or attend science camp led by 100 volunteers from the Bannatyne campus. Through the school year, student monitors travel to First Nations communities with mobile labs so kids there can see how much fun and how practical science can be. This program is still growing and is now under the leadership of Professor James Gilchrist. It's already reached more than 3,000 young people, empowering them to see a future they otherwise might have believed was out of reach, and this is what visionaries do. Whether here on campus or halfway across the world, the University of Manitoba community is unquestionably enriching lives and shaping futures. And each of you graduating today has chosen to join this community and be a part of something transformational. You will leave here with job skills, certainly, but you leave here with an understanding also, I hope, of your place in the world, of your ability and your responsibility to make it better. So now it's your turn to take what you've been given, what you've earned, and use it to create your own story of success and significance. There are amazing opportunities ahead of you, and your journey begins with the challenge, what will you do? You'll continue to give meaning, I'm sure, to words like rebel as you defy convention, trailblazer as you lead the way, visionary as you see the world for what it could be and contribute to making it so. And accordingly, on behalf of the entire university community, I want to congratulate you on your accomplishments thus far. We have full confidence in each of you as you step forward to take your place front and center among the university's alumni. Now, just a brief word to those who are guests, family members, and friends. We all realize that each of you has come here really to celebrate with one person who's graduating, and each person who graduates will be called to the platform. They'll be named, they'll shake the Chancellor's hand, they'll have a photograph taken, they'll receive a parchment. That will be a very brief experience for each of them. And you've come here with lots of pride and lots of love, and you may want to express it. And for some of you, expressing it could be just applause. For some of you, expressing it could be a little more vocal. We've had other kinds of noises as well, but clapping and cheering are good. You need to just kind of strive to find a balance between showing that you're really enthusiastic about what's happened, but not making so much noise that it sounds like you're surprised at the result. So we welcome your contributions. Thank you for being at Convocation.
Good afternoon. Your program indicates that I, John Kiersey, will be reading the citation this afternoon for our honorary degree recipient. Well, today we have with us, visiting from San Francisco, a graduate from our medical school and a 2009 recipient of an honorary degree from the University of Manitoba, and a very dear friend of today's honorary degree recipient. So ladies and gentlemen, to do the honors, let me introduce to you Dr. Martin Brotman.
Thank you, John. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, faculty, good afternoon. I am honored to be reading this citation today because you'll see what a deserving recipient we have. The highest honor the Senate of a university can confer upon an individual is an honorary doctorate. At the University of Manitoba, the criteria are very clear. They include distinguished achievement in scholarship, the arts, or public service. I am pleased to introduce today's recipient, Mr. Ernest Rady. Ernest Rady is a nice guy. So true is this characterization that in 2012, he was celebrated as the Nice Guy of the Year by the San Diego Nice Guys charity. A few years later, San Diego's main daily newspaper named him its city's Person of the Year in 2015. Mr. Rady is loved because he creates opportunities for others to succeed. Whether he is supporting this institution, our common alma mater, the Jewish community in his birthright city of Winnipeg, a children's hospital, or his adopted city's world-famous zoo, Mr. Rady is a leader determined to change lives. This is what visionaries do. In 2009, Mr. Rady and his sisters Marjorie Blankstein and Mindel Olenek, who are here today, established the Mindemar Professorship in Human Simulation at the University of Manitoba's College of Medicine, which has transformed how our medical students learn and ultimately how they practice medicine. It is no surprise that Mr. Rady and his family chose to support medical training at the University of Manitoba. Their father was a deeply respected member of Winnipeg's medical community and a great friend of the University of Manitoba. He taught his children the importance of giving back to the community. Mr. Rady recognizes his tremendous capacity to impact the health and well-being of young people. In 2006, Mr. Rady and his company, American Assets, Inc., donated $60 million to San Diego's Children's Hospital. Driven to do more, this past year, Mr. Rady pledged a further $120 million to the hospital to establish the Rady Pediatric Genomics and Systems Medicine Institute. This is the largest donation ever made to the Rady Children's Hospital Foundation, and its impact on sick children and their families is immeasurable. Most recently, in April of this year, he donated $100 million to the Rady School of Management, a school he founded at the University of California in San Diego. Mr. Rady's impact is vast, with philanthropic gifts well in excess of $200 million spread among an array of charities. He has the foresight to use his resources to challenge others to participate in advancing their communities. He also has the determination to give his time as a committed volunteer whose service is sought after by numerous organizations such as the Jewish Community Foundation of San Diego, the Salk Institute for Biological Sciences, and Junior Achievement Winnipeg. An entrepreneur at heart, Mr. Rady has founded several successful businesses, including American Assets Trust in 1967. He is currently chairman of this and other businesses and sits on the board of a number of corporations in the United States and Canada. A trailblazer in the business world, his skillful leadership has steered his companies to tremendous success in financial services, investment management, real estate, and other industries. Mr. Rady has received many honors for both his charitable work and his professional achievements. Most notably, Ernst & Young named him its 2009 Financial Services Entrepreneur of the Year for the United States and presented him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Although Mr. Rady calls California home today, his path to success started right here at the University of Manitoba, where he received his Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Laws. It is fitting that he now returns to his alma mater to have his accomplishments and impacts recognized by the University of Manitoba's highest award, an honorary degree. The University of Manitoba is proud to award an honorary Doctor of Law degree to Mr. Rady, a loving family man, visionary philanthropist, savvy businessman, and truly nice guy who has transformed the lives of many. Mr. Chancellor, it is an honor for me to ask on behalf of the Senate of the University of Manitoba that you confer upon Mr. Ernest Rady the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Rady.
Well, one point I'd like to make is I don't know why I got this honorary doctorate degree, because it's apparent I haven't learned how to even dress myself. You can see that the university had to do my shirt up. So thank you for your confidence. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, honored guests, faculty, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and pleasure for me to be allowed to address you on this auspicious occasion of your graduation. I congratulate you, each and every one of you, for what must be one of the proudest days of your life, a proud day for parents, relatives, friends, and spouses, all who have helped you with your success to date, culminating in this major success today. And is a proud day for the faculty and staff who worked hard to educate you and who made sacrifices themselves to help you achieve this day. Going forward, you will have an impact on many, many people. It is not hard to change the lives of people for people. You will come in contact with many and change many lives. As we celebrate your accomplishments with this graduation ceremony, and as time, circumstance, and your loved ones usher you into this next great phase of your life, I hope that I too can give you a little bit of advice that has served and continues to serve me well, both in business and in life. I know you have sat through a lot of lectures and worked hard for this day, but if you will permit, perhaps I can add some advice based on my life experience. First, start the day with a clear conscience and a record of fair dealing. When I moved to San Diego from Winnipeg almost 50 years ago, I realized that in Winnipeg, everybody knew who you were and what you were. I knew that there was an opportunity in coming to a much larger city and perhaps a more impersonal environment to act other than ethically and honorably. But I decided at that point I was going to go by the Winnipeg standards that I'd grown up with. That was a great decision, and it's worked in my favor on a very, very consistent basis. Opportunities based on trust have been available to me that, had I pursued a different strategy, certainly would have not become available. 2, you will need help. You can't do it alone. In your careers and endeavors, large and small, you will have to present a good strategy, but then you must enlist others to help you, and you must listen to them. That ability may be the most critical to your success, because if you only rely on what you can do with your own hands, you will have a limited future. 3, sometimes, in effect, change you will have to sacrifice your own ego. I've always said that if you're working in an environment with other people, it's got to be a we company and not a me company. And I've emphasized that during my career. Be a team player for maximum productivity. 4, you have to make extra efforts. As my late father used to say, success is 9 parts perspiration and 1 part inspiration. You will set the example for the people you work with. 5, life is filled with failures. You will have many, so be prepared to learn from them and then move forward. To help the world and yourself, you must perform, no matter how difficult the environment. Even when I experienced difficulties or failures, I had to put my best face and go forward. No matter who you are or what successes you've achieved, hard times and even failures will come. The important thing is being able to push through those times, to keep going, and you may even find a new level of success. Be careful in your business associations. There are a lot of unscrupulous people in the world, sharks, crooks, and you will have to deal with them. But you're better off if you learn how to avoid them in the first place. Personally, I've always had a rule that I just don't deal with people I don't trust, and that stood me in good stead over the long run. 7, find someone to help you through life, a partner and mentor. To help you through life, you're going to have to find a partner, and I've been fortunate to have my wife, Evelyn. Evelyn is a little different than me. I got up every day and went out to pillage and plunder, while she got up every day of her life and went to help others as a social worker. I admired what she did, and she ignored what I did, so we've gotten along for 55 years, and we've been partners in life. And God bless you, Evelyn. You also will need mentors. I've had mentors all my life, but when I was a youngster, I had my father's friends as mentors. A lawyer named A.M. Shinbane, who many of you may be familiar with the name, a cold storage operator, Winnipeg Cold Storage, Leon Chechik. Not much of a business in Winnipeg, in the cold storage business, but, and a gentleman who ran a commercial fishing company, Jack Maybach. One summer during college, I worked in the fish factory, shoveling fish, and one summer I worked as a lawyer in his office. During this time, they taught me a great deal about life and business. These three never had a son, so I became their substitute son, to my benefit, and I hope to theirs too. Later, I had another mentor, General Douglas Peacher, who was president of Simpson Sears Canada and retired to San Diego, who also taught me a great deal about business and was a dedicated friend. 8, never give up. You will have so many challenges in your life, and you never want to say, I don't want another challenge. Embrace the challenges with enthusiasm. Find them intellectually and spiritually interesting and uplifting, and you will improve your life and the lives of those around you. You need to love what you do to succeed. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking until you do. I've always advised that if you don't find something you love to do, you will not be successful. I've been fortunate in finding what I love to do, and I always say I never got up to work a day in my life. I just got up to have more fun. And that continues to this day. What's next? Now you must translate all that you've learned and all your experiences into a life of meaning and productivity, to build a career and a life for yourself and your family, and to make a better world. So find good people, work with them, motivate them, and let them motivate and teach you. Don't lose sight of yourself, your morals, or your ethics. Remember that failures will happen, but you can and you will push through them and go forward. And most importantly, do what you love to do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking for it until you do. In closing, I'd like to share some management lessons that I've learned over the years in the form of a parable, and I hope you'll find that instructive and interesting. This is a lecture that you probably haven't had in your classroom, and I hope you enjoy it. I call it Management 101. Lesson number 1. A crow was sitting in a tree doing nothing all day. A small rabbit saw the crow and asked, "Can I also sit down like you do and do nothing all day?" The crow answered, "Sure, why not?" So the rabbit sat on the ground below the crow and rested. All of a sudden, a fox appeared, jumped into the rabbit, and ate it. Management lesson learned. To be sitting down and doing nothing, you must be sitting very, very high up. Lesson number 2. A turkey was chatting with a bull. "I would love to be able to get to the top of that tree," sighed the turkey, "but I haven't got the energy." "Well, why don't you nibble on some of my droppings?" replied the bull. "They're packed with nutrients." The turkey pecked at the lump of dung and found that it actually gave him enough strength to reach the first branch of the tree. The next day, after eating some more dung, he reached the second branch. Finally, after a fourth night, there he was, proudly perched at the top of the tree. Soon, he was promptly spotted by a farmer who shot the turkey out of the tree. Management lesson learned. Bullshit might get you to the top, won't keep you there. I know that you're taking notes because I can see I have your attention, so I'm really encouraged. I'm going to go ahead with the last 2 lessons now that I have your attention. Lesson number 3. A little bird was flying south for the winter. It was so cold the bird froze and fell on the ground in a large field. While it was lying there, a cow came by and dropped some dung on it. As the frozen bird lay in the pile of cow dung, it began to realize how warm it was. The dung was actually thawing him out. He lay there all warm and happy and soon began to sing for joy. A passing cat heard the bird singing and came to investigate. Following the sound, the cat discovered the bird under the pile of cow dung and promptly dug him out and ate him. Management lessons learned. Not everyone who shits on you is your enemy. Not everyone who gets you out of your shit is a friend. And when you're deep in shit, keep your mouth shut. In closing, I would say all of us at the University of Manitoba, and perhaps myself especially, take pride in the culmination of all your hard work. You are the future of Canada and the future of North America. And we look forward to your future successes and achievement. I wish you all much happiness, great success, and again, thank you all for this honor and pleasure.
We now turn attention to the academic achievements of our graduating students. Before proceeding with the conferral of degrees, we'd like to recognize students who have achieved the highest standing of their class. The winner of the University Gold Medal for the School of Art is Tabitha Robin. Tabitha Robin is awarded the University Gold Medal in Art for her outstanding achievement. She's a graduate from Collège Louis Riel here in Winnipeg, and prior to transferring to the U of M, she attended Université de Saint-Boniface. During her time there, Tabitha was part of the School of Fine Arts Student Council as the graphic design representative. She credits learning from and being encouraged by passionate designers and artists as the most rewarding part of her university experience. She's graduating today with a Bachelor of Fine Arts honors degree. Congratulations, Tabitha. The winner of the University Gold Medal for the I.H. Asper School of Business is Bryn Pepler. Bryn is awarded this University Gold Medal in Business for his outstanding achievement at the Asper School of Business. He's a graduate from Miles Macdonnell Collegiate in Winnipeg, and during his university career, he was president of the University of Manitoba Actuarial Club, where he also interned in Minneapolis and New York. Bryn credits his experience in the Actuarial Club, which gave him the opportunity to meet new people and organize events, as being the most impactful thing during his time here. He graduated in February with a Bachelor of Commerce honors degree. Congratulations, Bryn. And finally, the winner of the University Gold Medal in Social Work is Chantal Knockert. Chantal is the recipient of this award in social work for her outstanding achievement in the faculty. She's a graduate of the Collège Jean Sauvé in Winnipeg and received a Bachelor of Arts honors degree from the U of M in 2013. Outside of her studies, Chantal volunteered her time for the Winnipeg Children's Access Agency as a visitation monitor and for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, where she delivered food hampers to families in need. Her most impactful experience as a student was completing her practicum at River East Transcona School Division. During this time, she had the opportunity to apply what she had learned in the classroom to real-life cases. This experience allowed her to understand the ways in which she could integrate theory into practice while learning how a genuine interest in the well-being of others can help achieve positive change. She graduates today with a Bachelor of Social Work degree. Congratulations, Chantal. If you turn to page 165 in your program, you'll come across a complete list of the winners of medals and prizes. It invites you to read this impressive list at your leisure. It's now time for Chancellor Harvey Sector to address Convocation.
Thank you, Mr. Braun. It's an honor to be here to join you, the graduands, your family and friends, in celebrating the completion of your current programs. Sincere congratulations to those who received prizes and awards for their individual achievements, and to Dr. Rady on receiving his well-deserved honorary degree. The University of Manitoba dates back to 1877. And for almost 140 years, it's been developing a reputation because of the contributions that faculty, students, alumni, and others connected with the institution have made and continue to make to the cultural, social, and economic well-being of the people of Manitoba, across Canada, and increasingly throughout the world. Some years ago, David Matthews of the Kettering Foundation said, and I quote, "Democracies need something more than written constitutions, free elections, and representative governments. They also depend on a strong public life, a rich depository of social capital, a sense of community, and a healthy civil society." The relationship is reciprocal because while only a democracy can support a civil society, only a civil society will sustain a democracy. Over the years, I've become convinced that it is the contributions that each of us make individually and voluntarily that will best ensure the continued development of our country as a civil society and most likely protect our democratic way of life. The story of Ernest Rady and his achievements is a prime example of the kind of difference individuals can make in building communities through their personal commitment to volunteerism and philanthropy. I noticed in his talk, which was a little different than the lectures I remember getting when I was in commerce, we didn't get that management theory quite the same way. He kept referring to the same three essential ingredients that most of our distinguished recipients also refer to: the importance of commitment, of passion, of perseverance in spite of odds against you, and of the need to work with people. Good lessons for all of us to take with us. It's often said that when you graduate, you leave the university not only with your diploma, but with the reputation of your alma mater. We're all the beneficiaries of those who came before us, and we all have an obligation to do what we can to build the reputation of this institution even further by the contributions we make in our chosen fields and to our communities. Most of us will never be able to have the kind of impact that Dr. Rady has. However, each of us in our own way can make a difference, and together that can be significant. Congratulations on your achievements to date, and best wishes for careers and personal lives that are filled with much happiness, a sense of satisfaction, and lots of success. Good luck in the future.
Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor to request, on behalf of the University Senate, that you confer upon the candidates the degrees earned by them as these shall later be announced. Will those of you, all of you, who are to receive degrees, please rise.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are severally entitled, with all of the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. I also admit in absentia those who've completed the requirements for these degrees, but who are not today able to be present. Mr. Braun, please continue.
Will those graduates in the front row please remain standing, and all others please resume your seats. Mr. Chancellor, may I now present the candidate whom you have admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, with Dean J. During presenting the parchment and Dr. Joanne Kesselman, Provost and Vice President Academic, hooding the graduate. Hai Luo. And now, Mr. Chancellor, may I present the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, with Dean Michael Benarock of the I.H. Asper School of Business, hooding the graduates. Jonathan Anthony. Bronwyn Elizabeth Butler Jones. Yan Chan. Kirk Harrison Cumming. Mariana Fradkov. Amanda Ellen Gebhardt. Kimberly Erin Grimwood. Jillian Greening. Shuhan Guo. Lindsay Christine Hunter. Jesse Andrew McMaster. Lindsay Mary Kirsten Melvin. Rahul Pandey. Richard Percival Pound. Leslie Ann Pritchard. Cynthia Ray Ritchie. Sunny Singh. Peter James Wheatley. and Jennifer Lee Jahufka. Now, Mr. Chancellor, may I present the candidate whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Science with a major in management. Rayun Long. And now, Mr. Chancellor, may I present the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Social Work, with Dean Jim Mulvale of the Faculty of Social Work hooding the graduates. Giselle Ann Bernardo. Courtney Christine Bond. Vera Alexandra Tchaikovska. Galina Goliker. Vivian Gutstadt. Michelle Jeanette Hominick. Crystal Louise Capozzi. Rafael Leal. Dawn Pauline McDonald. Johnson Amoako Nakansa. Nicole Maureen Scott. And Judith Ellen Williams. And now, Mr. Chancellor, on to the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts Honours, with Director Paul Hess of the School of Art presenting the parchments. Again, the winner of the U of M Gold Medal in Fine Art, Tabitha Robin. Amanda Marie Abrahams. Maria Rosa Anobis. Alexandra Lee Atia. Christina Michelle Banera. Holland Morel Woods Bezin. Christiane Marie Lise Church. Hannah Glinsky Doucette. Disa Ingeborg Halderson. Renal Cabigon Lantano. Brenna Elaine Linton. Oh, yeah. Kristen Murray. Andrew Richard Olfert. John Robert Forrest Patterson. Michelle Anne-Marie Plamondon. Daniel James Edward Rumpf. Rachel Louise Thorlefson. Marie Lois Patricia Tully. Shen Wang. Amanda Elizabeth Wee. Unjin Yang. And Yusen Zhou. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts Honours in Art History. Mary Margaret Ann Magyar. Megan Nicole McIntosh. And now on to the candidates, Mr. Chancellor, whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Christianti Adibrata. Adam Wayne Brown. Crystal Lorraine DeRoche. Rachel Eva Duboff. Tracy Lynn Fair. Elena Rose Monique Friesen. Ian Jordan Johnson. Alyssa Erin Lynn Koneski. Jennifer Alice Martell. Kelsey Era Schaefer. Jade Ashley Troost. Michelle Urrutia. Shanna Lee Walker. And Tong Yue. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidate whom you have admitted to the Diploma of Art. Ryan Gordon Smolik. We now go on, Mr. Chancellor, to the candidates whom you've admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honours, with Dean Michael Benarock of the I.H. Asper School of Business presenting the parchments. Again, your gold medal winner in management, Bryn Thomas Pepler. Mohammed Austin Abbas. Oluwaseun Adigun. Brendan Kyler Elm. Alexandre David Amos. Mengwe An. Sana Anwar. Miles Andrew Barr. Rena Mae Bautista. Megan Yelka Belos. Keenan Bentham. Kelsey Danielle Bergen. Dale Alexander George Bainan. Benjamin David Blanchard. Derek Robert Scott Blanchard. Kyle Landon Brody. Eric Archibald Rommel. Maria Bronfman. Catherine Brown. Michael Nathan Brown. Jay Beiser. Stephen D'Souza Cabral. Carly Don Carrero. Bryce Alexander Carter. Brianne Caulfield. Bibiana Cibale Chalanzi. Angela Chan. Angus Chan Hukin. Chen Chen. Lei Yuan Chen. Menki Chen. Shuai Chen. Yashi Chen. Tapiwa Chiropa. Stanley Chukwuma. Stephanie Kayan Chung. Benyam Chuta. Tyler Grant Clegg. Celine Patricia Shirley Clough. Amy Patricia Coble Kendall. Amy Diane Craig. A.J. Cross. Catherine Honey Tibai Cruz. Tanya Semerinsky. Nada Daoud. Samuel Thomas Davidson. Sarah Catherine DeGagne. Amrita Teol. Inderveer Deol. Chad Donald Dupre. Heidi Darris. Patricia Ann Dirks. Alana Elizabeth Matarko. Ian Duncan. Edward Duong. Peace Nuamaka Eke. Brittany Denise Enns. Mark Benjamin Enns. Kelsey Brianne Epp. Edward Esguerra. Miao Fan. Sheng Fan. Joshua Jiangjing Fo. Sonia Andrea Montgomery Franchuk. Sophia Friedlander. Toby James Friesen. Troy James Friesen. Julian Shane Gaber. Justin Joseph Andrew Gagnon. Good. So far, okay. Richard Jordan Gotchis. Bontu Galata. Mariel Galajones. Reese Matthew Jeffrey Gelly. Glory Priyanthi Nyanakumar. Shalaka Ramkrishna Godse. Cody Austin Cree Gonsalves. Charles Nelson Mandap Gonzalez. Patrick James Grace. Dustin J. Gretchen. Vishal Guliani. Daniel Carl Harris. Nicola Joanne Harris. Carlos Eduardo Hernandez Rodriguez. Kevin Scott Andrew Hodge. Nicholas Paul Harold Hook. Timothy Andrew Davis Hook. Guaning Hu. Melissa Elaine Hudson. Joshua Daniel Bilodeau Hurd. Charlene Marie Ilas. Omer Jabbar. Daniel Hugh Jack. Anurag Jain. Carla Alyssa Jansen. Yan Jia. Yikun Jiang. Yuchen Jin. Pierce William Joyal. Corinne Klekta. Kurt Andrew Kaushik. Brent Cullen Kranick. Garrett Adam Marcel Labelle. Jakin Lapina. Quinn Coralie Lawrence. Jimmy Tuan Lee. Jordan Kayon Lee. Emily Constance Levin. Anchi Lee. Fon Lee. Tian Li Li. Sijia Lee. Lin Liang. Hillary Ann Lisi. Xiaojie Liu. Luke Ronald Love. Melinda Ann Louise Love. Marina Elizabeth Lovell. Tao Lu. Yajing Lu. Daria Theodora Luki. Sedze Mo. Kevin Mabiling. Blair Clifford Macaulay. Duncan Peter Law McDonald. Amanda Mark. Christopher Evan Maxfield. Heather Susan Mary Maxted. Colin Gary McDougall. Ian Stewart McMillan. Diana Isabelle Mirli-Courtois. Sabrina Rose Bailey Mirli-Courtois. Stuart Barclay Moffat. Bonnie Melinda Rogers Monkman. Nicholas Carlos Montemayor. Jamie Lee Morfoot. Andrew Stephen Moorish. Tauriro Gladness Mupofu. Elena Zimuko. Florence Chilombo Muyunda. Tristan Karu Nahorni. Sarah Elizabeth Lynn Naismith. Jing Hung Hai. Tui Ling Nguyen. Thomas Peter Nicolak. Casey Ray Albrecht. Reina Paola Olivares. Kendra Dawn Onuschuk. Adeline Zhen Hua Ong. Donna Oskun Spence. Quinn Nicole Pallister. Kylie Elizabeth Palmer. Trevor Russell Perodowski. Melissa Nicole Pauls. Michelle Jenna Poluk. Kamti Fan. William Douglas Bigden. Dane Pishke. Taylor Kyle Poirier. Samantha Catherine Prodzik. Louis Alexander Samuel Promislow. Again? Derek Wayne Projitko. Van Quach. Devin John Quinn. Riaz Faizul Rahim. Abigail Pakingan Ramos. Samara Lupripa. Raphael Stephen Richichi. Desiree Kayla Dawn Riel. Alexandra Rissman. Jessica Allison Rosenbaum. Dorian Faye Rourke. Curtis Leon Sadawi. Spencer Keith Sampson. Pani Jeffrey Sayavong. Yuhan Shao. Carolyn Hope Sheed. Hui-Chen Shi. Nikhil Sinha. Mark Allen Smith. Jiafei Song. Cindy Bautista Soriano. Rian Christelle Marie Stanners. Tanner William Joseph Stepnook. Riley Ashton Edgar Storzak. Nicole Strzewski. Tiffany Alexa Stupak. Hao-Chan Su. Danju Sun. Darcy Rhodes Talon. Natasha Ning Tang. Muhammad Salim Turabali. Bintu Toure. Wee Trin. Jeremy Onam Tsang. Jordan Robert Unger. Kirk Denton Mark Vandersteen. Christos Richard Vasilikaris. Marlisa Marie Vergara. Michelle Tracy Vuong. Tyler Brian Wagner. Hongfei Wang. Litong Wang. Yimeng Wang. Yui Qiang Wang. Talia Dane Weber. Shanshin Wang. Jeffrey Neil Westall. Carissa Marie Wiebe. Sean Grant Wheeler. Ashley Williams. Benjamin Philip Weinstock. Paul Andrew Wallacechuck. Yin Pong James Wong. Jamie Wong. Megan Alex Woods. Jihao Yang. Dali Yi. Stephen James Zacharias. Chie Zhang. Xiaoying Zhao. Sinue Chao. Tiana Zhou. Xie Zhou. Teng Zhu. Junran Zhu. And now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidate that you have admitted to the degree of baccalauréat en administration des affaires. Laïd Tir. Now, Mr. Chancellor, the candidates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Work, again with Dean Jim Mulvale of the Faculty of Social Work presenting the parchments. The University Gold Medal winner, Chantal Danielle Noella Knockhart. Samuel Akanyeli Akanbi. Laura Ann Blakesley. Khalid Boru. Megan Costa Botelho. Amanda Ray Burkowski. Brenda Lynn Cameron Cabral. Kayla Jean Cardinal. And now, Mr. Chancellor, we want to present a degree posthumously to Sophie Carrière. The parchment will be taken by a member of her family. Amanda Jean Chicheluk. Okay. Ana Paula Miguel da Costa Chioyu. Kimberly Ann Marie Commodore. Charlene Robin Cook. Catherine Cote. John Mark Courtney. Alexander Benjamin Cross. Stephanie Cullum. Ilana Chana Simone Deutscher. Angela Crystal Dean. Brenda Carol Eames. Jennifer Marie Fabro. Rachel Leanne Marie Friesen. Ferdinand Madriaga Gagarin. Lonnie Naomi Gossick. Florence Roberta Gray. Janelle Dawn Goulet. Joanne Harrison. Sandra Jeanette Hernandez. Jieli Huang. Sarah Ruth Hubert. Brittany Jones. Morgan Ruth Jones. Kristen Elaine Kennedy. Roxanne Melanie Kent. Beverly Joyce Kithethy. Natasha Beth Clausen. Kaylee Jeanette Knapp. Stephanie Lynn Dawn Kolochuk. Ryan Andrew Lamperts. Olivia Lescue. Barack Matthew Ludwig. Samara Joanne Luprepa. Christine Patricia Lutz. Kayla Mark. Coral Marie McCormick. Brenna McGregor. Rebecca Joanne McIver. Annette Virginia McKay. Stephanie Glenna Michelle. Mona Lisa Mukumbira. Muhyiddin Omar. Andrea Andrade. Yeah, okay. Jacqueline Paquin. Robert. Monique Danielle Partaker. Fatima Peyaware. Rachel June Kwokwat. Tanya Nadine Rempel. Melanie Victoria Richard. Alicia Nidra Rock. Leanne Loretta Sanis. Bhupinder Singh Sidhu. Juanita Lorraine Marie Silver. Megan Skoropata. Raven Martina Starr. Kelsey Nicole Streber. Ilona Cassandra Liane Suru. Julianne Kristen Swirsky. Sarah Marie Gonçalves Tavares. Kimberly Ann Thiessen. Stephanie Dawn Thiessen. Haley Brianne Tonnelier. Sandra Tower Pace. Patrick Wadieze Chovo. Fatima Hiana Umali. Cindy Marie Van Gerwen. Melissa Jane Vergara. Alyssa Nicole Wiebe. Now, Mr. Chancellor, the degree, it's a diploma in Aboriginal Community Wellness, and we have two candidates. Jennifer Lane Henry. Elaine Vivian Turtle. And finally, Mr. Chancellor, I'd like to present the candidate whom you have admitted to the diploma in Labor Relations and Workplace Safety, with Associate Dean Kathleen Mateos of Extended Ed presenting the parchment. Abdul Razaki Abu.
You may all be seated now. Good afternoon, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, Dr. Rady, guests, and graduates. I take great pleasure as the representative of the Alumni Association of the University of Manitoba to officially welcome you all as alumni. Now, on my script here, it actually has me going through everybody, all the new graduates, by name, because you're all new members of the alumni group. But Dr. Rady warned me earlier that if I did so, I'd be in deep poop. I have school-age children. As you set out to leave your unique imprint on life, I hope that each of you finds inspiration from the alumni who have studied here before you. Whether you aspire to be an effective CEO, a celebrated artist, or an influential politician, there are great examples among your peers as alumni of this great university. James Richardson and Sons CEO Hartley Richardson, he's a grad. Honorary degree recipient and interdisciplinary painter Wanda Koop is a grad. The former premier of our province, Gary Filman, another proud graduate of this great institution. From my own experience as an alumnus, having sat in these seats a few years ago, I can tell you that this network of more than 132,000 graduates in 131 countries is here for you. I encourage you to stay connected through the University of Manitoba's Alumni Office. I know I've found throughout my involvement with the Alumni Association that I've met alumni who've gladly extended their hand, acting as a mentor, as an advisor, as a coach, and as a friend to fellow grads like you. We recognize that the influence of this university is really epitomized by the accomplishments of our alumni. Standing proudly behind you, your outstanding achievements and the contributions that you will make to the world is more than just our privilege. It's really what we as alumni of the University of Manitoba do. Thank you, congratulations, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
A poem by Denise Levertov entitled Celebration. Brilliant this day, a young virtuoso of a day, morning shadow cut by sharpest scissors, deft hands, and every prodigy of green, whether it's ferns or lichens or needles or impatient points of buds on spindly bushes, greener than ever before. And the way the conifers hold new cones to the light for the blessing, a festive rite, and sing the oceanic chant the wind transcribes for them. A day that shines in the cold like a first prize brass band swinging along the street of a coal dusty village wholly at odds with the claims of reasonable gloom. We are very proud of you. The university is proud of you as its graduates, and the people in the room are proud of you. But we're more proud of what you will accomplish in the years that lie ahead of you. There would be claims of unreasonable gloom as we face the situation in this country, around the world, issues in this city. But as Dr. Rady reminded us in his remarks, there are always challenges, and what university does is help us be prepared to rise to those challenges. We're proud of you. We're proud of what you will accomplish. I ask members of the audience to stay in your seats while the academic procession leaves, and then please join us outside for a reception on the pedway. And I now declare I did this morning too. I declare convocation to be in recess.